Think you can't invest because you barely make enough to pay your monthly bills? Think again. Most people believe that building a fortune is a game played only by CEOs, tech moguls, and lottery winners, but that couldn't be further from the truth. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to turn a low-income salary into real wealth, even if you're broke right now. By the end, you'll know the secret tools and strategies that most people on low income never hear about. Most financial gurus tell you to stop buying coffee, but I'm going to share a counterintuitive method that focuses on systems rather than just sacrifices. If you've ever felt like the system is rigged against you, stay tuned, because the secret I'm revealing later in this video flips that script entirely. I know exactly how it feels to look at your bank account 2 days before payday and see a single digit staring back at you. It is exhausting to live in a cycle of debt, constant bills, and the overwhelming feeling that you're running a race on a treadmill that keeps getting faster. You're told to work harder, but there are only so many hours in a week. You're told to save, but how can you save when the rent just went up and the price of groceries is soaring? Most people think wealth building is only for rich people who already have a massive head start, but that is a dangerous myth. The reality is that the financial system doesn't care how much you make. It cares about what you do with what you have. I'm going to show you a simple $50 strategy that can break this cycle forever. Before we talk about numbers, we have to talk about your brain. Wealth is built by habits, not income. If you can't manage $100, you won't be able to manage $1 million. The biggest hurdle isn't your boss or your paycheck. It's the belief that you need a lot of money to start. You have to trade the desire for quick wins for the power of patience and consistency. Think of wealth building like planting an oak tree. You don't need a forest to start. You just need one acorn and the discipline to keep it watered. If you can make this one mindset shift, viewing every single dollar as a little soldier that can work for you, you are already ahead of 90% of the population. The first practical move is to master your money basics. You cannot build a skyscraper on a swamp. You need a foundation. This starts with tracking every single dollar that enters and exits your life. Whether you use a high-tech app or a simple spreadsheet, you need to see where your leaks are. Often we lose hundreds of dollars a year to subscriptions we don't use or convenience fees we don't notice. Reducing these doesn't mean you have to live a miserable life. It means you're choosing to be the boss of your cash. Once you've plugged the leaks, you must build an emergency fund. Even starting with $500 can be the difference between a minor car repair being a nuisance or a total financial catastrophe. A surprising statistic shows that most self-made millionaires started with less than $1,000 in their initial savings account. They didn't wait for a windfall, they started with what they had. Once your foundation is set, you have to eliminate debt strategically. Debt is a parasite that eats your future wealth before you even earn it. However, not all debt is the same. You need to distinguish between high-interest bad debt, like credit cards, and good debt that might be tied to an asset. To get free, you can use the snowball method, paying off the smallest debt first to get a psychological win, or the avalanche method, which targets the highest interest rates first to save the most money. Clearing these small debts creates a momentum that feels like a superpower. As you kill off these monthly payments, you suddenly find yourself with found money that can finally be funneled into your investments. You aren't just paying off a bank, you are buying back your freedom. Now we get to the core of the strategy: how to build wealth on a low-income salary through micro-investing. In the past, you needed thousands of dollars to open a brokerage account. Today, you can start investing while broke with as little as $5 or $10. There are dozens of platforms that allow you to buy fractional shares. This means you can own a piece of the biggest companies in the world for the price of a sandwich. The key here is compounding. When your money makes money and then that new money makes its own money, you create a snowball effect that grows exponentially over time. I recommend beginner-friendly options like low-cost ETFs or index funds that track the S&P 500. These allow you to diversify instantly across hundreds of companies. By using apps that automate this process, you make investing effortless. You don't have to be a stock market genius. You just have to be consistent. I've seen people start with just $50 a month and through the power of time and compounding, reach levels of financial security they never dreamed possible. While you are investing your current income, you must also look for ways to increase your income strategically. Wealth isn't just about how much you keep, it's also about how much you can bring in. In today's digital economy, there are side hustles that don't require you to quit your day job or have a master's degree. You can monetize a hobby, do freelance work, or participate in the gig economy. But the real secret is learning high-income skills. Whether it's digital marketing, specialized trades, or technical sales, increasing your value in the marketplace is the the ultimate accelerator. If you can combine a rising income with a fixed cost of living, you create a massive gap of investable cash. There is an under-the-radar method many ignore: niche consulting or reselling items in a market you actually understand. This creates multiple streams of income that feed your investment accounts even while you sleep. The next step is to automate and protect your growing wealth. The biggest enemy to your success is your own human nature. If you have to choose to save every month, eventually you'll have a bad day and spend that money instead. You must automate your savings and investments so the money is gone before you even see it in your checking account. This makes building wealth the default setting for your life. Additionally, you must protect what you're building. This means having the right insurance and using tax-efficient accounts like a 401k or an IRA. The most important rule here is to avoid lifestyle inflation. As you earn more, don't immediately buy a nicer car or a bigger house. Wealth is built silently. It's the money you don't spend that eventually gives you the life you've always wanted. There is a quiet millionaire habit that involves living 1 or 2 levels below your means, and it is the most effective way to stay wealthy once you get there. See how this works in real life with an example. Consider Marcus. Marcus earned $30,000 in retail. He was broken and stranded. Beginning with $25 a week, he invested in a total stock market index fund. He ignored market swings and ran the automated. In his free time, he learned basic graphic design online. He earned $500 a month from freelance clients 2 years later. He invested $500 instead of buying new clothing. Because he started broke, his discipline was unbreakable. Marcus built a 6-figure portfolio in 10 years while never earning 6 figures. No luck or inheritance, just a system of simple, repeatable behaviors anyone can replicate. A shocking final tip: he reinvested every dividend he got, accelerating his growth by roughly 30%. Your additional tip is the secret weapon most people miss. When you're broke, your skills are your best investment. A $500 investment in the stock market could earn you $50 a year. Investing $500 in a certification or course that helps you obtain a job paying $5,000 more per year is a 1,000% return on investment. Start with little sums of funds to boost your income, then invest it long term. The multiplier effect distinguishes millionaires from ordinary savers. Building wealth is a marathon against your prior self. Start building wealth today, regardless of your income. You need neither authorization nor a large bank account. You only need to start. Which of these steps will you start today? Emergency fund or micro investing? Leave a comment below. If you liked this, subscribe since our next video will cover advanced low-income investor tactics. Always remember that your current pay is merely a starting point. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your life change.